Hello, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Narcissism 101, cracking the code with me, Paul Wisdom. All right, guys, hope everybody's having a great morning so far. Hope everybody's enjoying the first part of your new week. And we're about to get into what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into it, if you want a one-on-one session, please email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com or send a text message to 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some more advice about your situation, if you're trying to figure out whether the person you're dealing with is a narcissist, if you have some questions about any of my videos, anything like that, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. I'll be more than happy to give you the help that you need. And yeah, so let's get into what we're going to talk about today. So, in the video previous to this one, we talked about Jezebel, the female narcissist, and now in this video, now we're going to talk about AHAB, the male narcissist. That's who we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about AHAB, the male narcissist. So before we get into what we're really going to talk about today, first we have to understand who AHAB is, who AHAB was in the Bible. So AHAB, he was a leader, and he was very controlling. And what he wanted to do is have many nations, and he wanted to control many nations, and he wanted to make sure that everybody was ruled under him, right? So that's what Ahab did. So when you think about it, that's the male narcissist in a nutshell. Now, the male narcissist and the female narcissist, aka Jezebel, they're both the same. The only difference is that the male narcissist is I guess you could say a dictator, right? The male narcissist is they already know that they are in power because they are males, right? And so they take the reins and they do the same exact things as the female narcissist. And so the male narcissist, some of the traits that you will see in a male narcissist is, one, they'll be very, very controlling. They'll want to control the narrative. They'll want to control who you spend time with. They'll want to know who's going to be at what place at what time. Just similar to the female narcissist, but it's going to be a lot more with the male narcissist. The male narcissist is also going to be very insecure. If he sees that you're good, that you're a good wife, if he sees that you're a good woman, and he's gonna be threatened by the fact that you do things so well, that you cook so well, that you clean so well, you take care of people so well. If that female that he's getting involved with has kids, then he's gonna be jealous of the fact that she has such a good relationship with her kids. And if they end up having kids, he's gonna be jealous of the fact that the kids look like their mother and are just like their mother, and he's gonna be insecure of that. And what is he going to do when he's insecure? He's going to want to control her. He's going to be very mean to her. He's going to be disrespectful to her. He's not going to want her to spend time with other people because it's his way or the highway. It's his way and of isolating her from her support system, from her friends, from her girlfriends, from her family, from her support system. And he's gonna be threatened by the fact that she's so good, at what she does at work. Maybe she's a nurse. Maybe she's maybe she's just a good person. He's threatened by that because he's insecure, and he can't have anybody doing better than him, right? The other thing you'll notice about the male narcissist is that he's going to feel as though everybody's against him. He's going to feel as though everybody he's going to feel threatened by everybody he comes across with, whether he's at work, whether he's in a position of power at work, he's in a leadership position, a management position. If he sees that somebody performs really well at work, because he's a male, he's going to want to be in charge and take charge over that person, so that person feels scared to confront him because he's in a position of power, right? The other thing about the male narcissist that you will want to understand is he's going to have many enablers, unfortunately. He's going to have many flying monkeys, doing his work for him, especially if he's a covert male narcissist. What he's going to do is he's not going to want to confront people directly. He's not going to want to confront you directly. What he's going to be doing is he's going to get his enablers, his flying monkeys, to do the work for him. He's going to get other his friends, his maybe friends that are women, or if he has a sister, then he'll make that sister, he'll be gossiping about his wife to his sister, and his sister will be the one bad mouthing his wife and being disrespectful to his wife, and the wife is gonna not even know what the heck is happening, because she's gonna try and figure out what it is that she did. But what she'll come to realize is that she didn't do anything wrong. It's just that her male narcissist, her husband, who turned out to be a male narcissist, is a control freak. And that he wants control. He needs control. Because that's what narcissists need at the end of the day. They want to control everybody, right? The other thing you're going to find about the male narcissist is that if you try to correct him, he's going to hate correction. And if you try to correct him, especially because he's a male and he believes that he's tougher than everyone, that he's better than everybody else, that he has a inflated ego, if you try to tell him that he's wrong, he's going to explode. He's going to rage out at you, especially if you're dealing with a malignant narcissist or an overt narcissist. He's going to rage out at you. He might start throwing things at you. He might start breaking things in your face. He might start making threats to you, especially if he's a malignant narcissist. He's going to make threats. He's going to say, I'm going to do this to you if you don't. He's going to put his hands on you. He's going to scream and yell at you. He's going to get the authorities involved and then get you arrested for something you never did. Another thing with the male narcissist is he's going to hide money for sure. For sure, especially if he's a covert male narcissist, he's going to hide money. He's going to hide assets. He's going to squirrel away. He's going to claim that he doesn't have enough money. If you could just help him out with this, then he will then he will do things for you. But what you don't realize is that he's only asking for help because it benefits him in that time. And then what he's going to do is, while he's squirreling away his money, he's going to be taking your money. And before you know it, now you both have no money, and he's going to blame you. He's going to blame you for you guys not having any money, or for him not having money, when he has a lot of money squirreled away. And most of that money he usually keeps with his mother, with his covert narcissistic mother. Because a lot of male narcissists, what you're going to find is that with male narcissists, usually they're mommy's boys. Now, I'm not saying that every single mommy boy is a narcissist. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just trying to say that majority of male narcissists are mommy's boys, and they have some sort of, connection with their mother, where it's like their mother is everything, and they will love their mother more than their wife, more than you, their wife, right? Because if you're a woman, watch my video, you're the empath. And so you're going to find that he's going to love his mother, and he's not going to love you the same way. And you will even find that his mother will even try to throw you under the bus a lot of the times, because she's most likely a covert narcissist as well, and she will even throw shade at you, and you didn't do anything wrong, right? So what you have to understand with male narcissists is that they're very similar, almost the same as the female narcissist. The only difference now is that the male narcissist knows that they are in power just because that they have some sort of power just because they are male. Right? That's the only difference. The other thing you're going to notice about the male narcissist is that he's going to claim that he's going to go away on business trips and whatnot, and he's going to be claiming to be going away on business trips. But then what's going to happen is that he's not actually on a business trip. Where he is with your replacement, with another woman that you're later going to find out is a woman that he's been seeing, a woman that he's been spending time with, and you'll find out that that was all a lie when he said that he was gone away on the business trips. Right? So that's another thing you have to understand about the male narcissist, is that he's gonna lie to your face a lot, and he's gonna claim that he's in love with you, and he's gonna wink at you a lot, and he's gonna smile at you a lot from afar, and you're gonna feel like he likes you, he loves you. But the truth is that he doesn't. He's just doing that because he wants to take you on as a new source of supply, right? Because that's all he sees you as, really, as a source of supply. And once your supply runs out, once he no longer finds you beautiful or attractive or sexy or whatever he said to you when he met you, once he no longer finds that in you, or once you're no longer having sex with him, or you're not fulfilling his sexual desires, then what he's going to do is he's going to continue to seek love elsewhere. And usually this is happening all throughout your marriage or your relationship with him. But the truth is that this is just the first time you're finding out about it. You're going to find out about it later on. And that's the reason why I'm making these videos, is so that you can see the signs before it's too late, right? Now, another thing you're going to notice in the beginning when you first meet the male narcissist is that he's going to want to spend a lot of time with you. He's going to want to isolate you from your friends. I said that earlier, but I want to reiterate that. He's going to spend a lot of time with you. He's going to feel bad that you even have friends, right? And because he knows that he doesn't have any real friends, right? Another thing that the male narcissist is gonna do is he's gonna say I love you a lot. This is one thing all narcissists do. Even the female narcissist, which I talked about in my previous video, is he's gonna say I love you a lot. He's gonna say he misses you. He's gonna he might even spend a lot of money on you, right? He may have a lot of money. And that's probably what attracted you to him in the first place. That is, if you're a woman, that's what attracted you to him in the first place, is that he had a lot of money, right? And he could spend a lot of money on you. But I can assure you that all that money that was spent on you, that wasn't real and authentic. That was all a fake show. And what he's gonna do later on, if you get enmeshed with him and you spend a lot more time with him, is he's gonna use that against you at a later date. He's gonna bring it up, and when you guys have an argument, he's gonna say, "But I spend money on you all the time," and all that. But then what he's gonna say is that I don't really care about you though. Now he's gonna gaslight you, and he's gonna make you feel small. And then you're gonna question yourself and say, so if you really didn't love me, then why did you spend money on me for? And then what you're gonna do is get the silent treatment from him, and then he's gonna make you feel small, and then you're gonna try and get these answers from him. And then what he might do, if he's a malignant narcissist, is he might choke you in a corner. He might put you in a corner and choke you, and then he will walk away from you. And then what he will do is he will expect that you will apologize to him. See, narcissists are famous at playing the victim, and especially male narcissists. What they will do is they will make you they will make you be the one that apologizes to them for something that you didn't even do. Right? You didn't do anything wrong, but yet he wants you to apologize to him, right? And he's going to sulk there. He's going to be like a petulant child that just sits there quietly, and then he expects you to apologize to him, right? And then when you don't apologize to him, he's going to start getting mad. Not like the female narcissist. What the female narcissist is going to do when you don't apologize to her is that she's going to brood, and she may even come crawling back to you, and then she's going to say I miss you and I love you and all that. But not the male narcissist. The male narcissist is just gonna sit there and he's gonna brood. He's gonna be mad all day, and then he's gonna go out looking for your replacement. He's not gonna come crawling back to you or any of that nonsense. This is when he's gonna sit there and be thinking about your replacement. He's gonna think about the ex that he loves more than you do, right? Because that ex knows everything about you. That ex woman that he's seeing behind your back, she knows more about you than you know about the narcissist. Ooh, I'm gonna say that again. That woman that your narcissistic man, the narcissistic husband or boyfriend or whatever you want to call it, whatever your relationship that you're in with, his woman that he's seeing behind your back, she knows more about him than you than you know about him. And that's a fact, because he spends a lot of time with her, whether it's directly or indirectly, whether it's in person or whether he's at work or claiming to be at work, and he's on the phone with her on their lunch break, and he's talking to her. He's getting information about her, and she's fulfilling his needs sexually and every other way possible, while you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. You're the one at home cooking, you're cleaning, you're raising the kids, you're doing the best you can, but yet he's trying to break that relationship because he knows that at some point that relationship is going to end one way or another. One way or another, that relationship is going to end, and he knows it. And I can assure you right now that if you're watching this video, that right now that he's planning to discard you, right? He's planning to throw you away. You may come home and the house is empty. You may come home and see him making out with another woman or doing something with another woman. He could be very well doing that. And that's because he was never in love with you. He didn't care about you. Another thing about male narcissists is that they're very self-centered. They're very selfish. They can never be wrong about anything. They can never own up to their mistakes. Male narcissists, they have an uncanny way of throwing things under the rug and saying, "Can we talk about this later? Why do we have to talk about this now?" Especially if it's something that he knows he did. He's not going to want to take accountability for anything, because the male narcissist, like I said before, he believes that he's always right. He can never be wrong about anything, right? And the male narcissist, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be an abuser as well. Now, the female narcissist is also an abuser as well, but we're talking about the male narcissist here today. That male narcissist, most of the time, they're abusers. They'll abuse you physically. The longer you stay with them, there's more of a likelihood of him putting his hands on you and abusing him. Maybe he's abusing you right now. I don't know. And if you're watching my video for the first time, thank you so much for being here. Especially if you're a woman, this is more geared towards the women. Now, and I would say that, you know, male narcissists can be very charming at first, but one piece of advice I would give to all the females, especially the young women who haven't found a guy yet and things like that. One thing I would say to look for, especially with male narcissists, is look for inconsistencies. A lot of the times, male narcissists will be inconsistent. Now, I'm not trying to say that everybody who's inconsistent is a narcissist, because there are some people who just don't have it to be consistent. Some people are organized, some people are unorganized. I get that. But what I'm saying with male narcissists is that he will be consistent. A lot of the times, his inconsistencies will outweigh the inconsistencies that he has. At one moment he'll be doing this, at one moment he'll be doing that. At one moment he'll be telling you he loves you, at one moment his actions will tell otherwise. So watch out for inconsistencies. If you're a woman, watch out for inconsistencies. Watch out for watch out for his actions speaking louder than words. If his words and his actions don't match up, then he's not a high value man. He's a low value man, and he doesn't value you. Another thing you want to watch out for is if he doesn't have anything going for him, and if he wants everybody to do everything for him. If you just met this guy and he's constantly asking you to do everything for him, and he's constantly asking for things of you, and you've just met him, be very, very careful, because this is a man that's going to trap you, and that's very dangerous, and who can potentially abuse you if you're not careful. So be very careful. Keep your eyes open, especially if you're it's mainly about the women today, but, you know, just be very, very careful of the men you get involved with. Be careful, because these men, especially because 99% of the time women don't have as much money as men do, it's usually the man who saves up all his money and has a lot of money, because most men are brought up that they will be leaders in the household one day. But unfortunately, a lot of men never submitted to God. A lot of men didn't do their part, or didn't grow up with a father in their house to, to teach them right from wrong. They grew up with their moms, unfortunately. And unfortunately, that's how they become mommy's boys, right? Unfortunately. And so what I would say is do your due diligence. Make sure that you be very careful with the man you get involved with. If you put up a boundary one day and he doesn't like it and he gets all upset and angry at you and he starts throwing a rage fit, or he looks at you strangely, or if you put up a boundary and he goes ghost on you and you start texting him and saying, "Where are you?" and things like that, and then he doesn't answer his phone, that's a guy that you want to stay far away from, because chances are he's going to pop up at one point and he's going to pretend as if nothing happened. And this is his way of trying to reel you back in to his to his web of manipulation and abuse, right? So you can see some similarities between the male narcissist and the female narcissist. But the only difference is that males are ruled by power usually, and they know inside their minds already that they will be in charge just because they're a man. Right? So that's what you need to understand. That male narcissists, they already know that they will be in power. You can see them in the governments. You can see them on the job. You can see them. Male narcissists are everywhere. Sometimes they're even on the streets. They're begging for a place to live. They're begging for this. They're begging for that. They're chasing after you, sending messages every time of the day, trying to get you reeled in. This is what male narcissists do. Many times they're also very lazy. Right? They don't do anything. They don't do anything. They don't have any ambition. Now, I'm not saying, again, not every man that doesn't have ambition is a narcissist. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that narcissists, many times narcissists, they will have everybody doing everything for them. That's the difference. So make sure that you keep a watchful eye about these guys. Make sure that you're well aware. Make sure that you have boundaries, especially if you're a woman. Make sure that you have your boundaries up. Make sure that you're not just saying yes to everything that your guy does. Make sure that you're being very careful. The Bible does say that wives submit unto your own husbands. I get that. That's very true. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't be letting any man abuse you or walk all over you. If he's abusing you and he doesn't show that he cares about you, don't focus on what people's words say. Focus on their actions, especially if you're a young woman watching this video. This video is for you. Make sure that you're watching his actions. If his actions are not showing that he loves you, and it doesn't feel authentic, it just feels like he's doing it just because he has to do it. Like if you're married to him and you guys are having sex, let's say, and the sex doesn't feel intimate, it doesn't feel loved, it just feels as though he's doing it just because, then you're not with a guy that truly loves you. He doesn't really love you. He's just doing it just because he feels like he has to do it. Right? So make sure that you're paying attention to these signs. Make sure that you're also paying attention that if something feels off between you and him, if something feels too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it is too good to be true. Don't ignore red flags. Don't ignore what your soul, your gut is telling you. Pay attention. Because the thing is that men can get away with a lot more than women can, in the sense that most of the times men have a lot more money than women do. And when the marriage ends, he can easily have access to all that money when you're left with nothing, because it's hard for women to get more money than men can get. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that that's the case for all the time, because I just talked about the female narcissist and she can squirrel away money. But what I'm saying is that most of the time, if it's a man in charge, we're talking about male narcissists. Male narcissists usually have a lot of money, right? And they squirrel away their money. And then once they take all their money, then the woman is left with nothing. And she has nothing because she depended and thought and hoped that this man that she was getting involved with, who was a believer and was everything that she envisioned and thought and hoped for, this guy turned out to be not who she hoped for, right? So make sure, like I said, the best way to gouge it is to make sure that you check for inconsistencies. Now, I'm not saying to micromanage and follow him around and do all this stuff. That's not what I'm saying, because then that will make you look insecure. What I'm saying is just pay attention. Right? If something seems off and you question him and you ask him questions and you try to have a reasonable conversation with him and he just blows up at you, or he tries to twist the narrative on you and say you're insecure, that you're the problem, why are you so jealous, why can't you just shut up, and all these things. If he starts acting out like that, then you know that he's not a guy that's worth your time. Because many times what women do is they settle for the guy who's a bad guy. They settle for the guy who's got a lot of money, or the guy who, has this or has that, or who's not a nice guy. The reason why, and many women have this thing about, they don't like nice guys, that guys are too nice and all this nonsense. But the thing is that nice guys are sometimes the better guy for you, whereas the guy who's mean and who breaks things and who tells you that you're a piece of garbage and all that guy's gonna leave you for another woman at some point anyway. So I just don't understand it. But what I'm saying is that that's not always the case. But all I'm saying is that just be careful. I'm just saying be careful out there. Not every guy is who he portrays himself to be. And that's why I'm saying watch for inconsistencies. If he's inconsistent and he doesn't have a good track record, if he's had many exes in his life, now I'm not saying everybody's perfect, because we all have past and all that, I get it. But what I'm saying is that if when you're talking about his exes and he always blames it on his ex, saying, oh, she didn't do this, oh, she didn't do that, and all this stuff, if he's always blaming it on her and he's not and he doesn't take accountability for anything at all, then that's a red flag that he's a guy that's going to use and abuse you and do the same thing to you. Okay? So pay very close attention to guys like that, to guys who could potentially be male narcissists, because male narcissists are everywhere, right? And male narcissists know that they are in charge. So I'm not saying not to trust anyone. That's not what I'm saying for this example. I'm just saying just be very, very careful with the guys you get involved with. Do your reconnaissance. Make sure that you're paying attention to red flags. Don't think that this guy, if he's a bad guy now, that in the future he's going to change and he's magically just like that going to be a good guy if you get married to him or if you spend more time with him. That's not the case at all, right? Pay attention. Pay attention to his actions. If his actions show you that he's respectful to you and he cares about you and he shows up for you and it feels authentic, like inside yourself you feel like he's being authentic, then I would say you have the green light to go. But if it's the flip side where it seems as though nothing he does is authentic, where it's all a performance and it's all for show and and it just feels like too much, then I would say just be careful, proceed with caution, and don't just do it just because you feel as though that's the only guy that's out there for you. There are many guys out there that are good men. There are many good men still out there. But we're talking about the male narcissist today. The male narcissist is not a good guy. He's a very evil man. He's possessed with the spirit of Leviathan and at times Python. Because Python is very dangerous. Pythons are very dangerous animals. That's the malignant narcissist in human form, right? So be very, very careful, especially if he ignores you at times and he walks 10 feet in front of you or he walks 10 feet behind you. I mentioned the female narcissist does this as well. If he walks 10 feet in front of you or walks 10 feet behind you, then you need to be careful. Right? Because what he's showing you there is he wants to appear single, for one. And the other thing he wants to do is he doesn't want you to see that he's looking around for your replacement or he's on his phone talking to your replacement and all that. He doesn't want you to see that. That's why narcissists walk 10 feet in front of you or 10 feet behind you. So if he's doing that in your relationship and you guys haven't even gotten married yet or you guys haven't known each other for very long, then I would say be very, very careful, right? Now, I'm not trying to say that everybody that does that is a narcissist, but 99% of the time, if somebody's walking 10 feet in front of you or 10 feet behind you and you're in a relationship with them, then be careful, because that's not normal behavior. That's not normal at all. Another thing you'll notice about the male narcissist is that he hoards things. He has a lot of things everywhere. He has a mess going on in his house. His house is a mess. His car is a mess. And he's dirty. He's unclean. He's unkept. He doesn't take good care of himself. He doesn't present himself properly. If you see that and you see inconsistencies like that 1 minute he's this, 1 minute he's that, then you know that you're in trouble, that you need to be very, very careful. A lot of women ignore red flags. A lot of women get involved with men who are low tier, who are low quality. But it's not their fault. A lot of the times it's not their fault. It's just that some women come from upbringings where they weren't given, the nurture. They didn't have a father in their life, or they didn't have a mom in their life to teach them, to show care for them, So I'm not saying that that's every case, but I'm just saying, just be careful. Right? Don't get wrapped up in what men say and the things that they show you. Think about their actions. Does he truly mean what he says? Right? If he truly means what he says, then you will know that he cares. But if he doesn't truly mean what he says and he's inconsistent and he's disrespectful, another thing I'll say, especially for you women, this is more for the women, but you can flip it and say the same thing for men as well. If you're looking for a good woman or a good, you can flip it as well. Look at how he treats his family. Look at how he treats his mother. Look at how he treats his father. If he's respectful to his father and his mother, then you will know that he's a good man and that he will treat you the same way. But if you see on the flip side that he's telling his mother to shut up, or he's telling his father that, or he's always competing with his dad, and him and his dad don't have a good relationship, and him and his mother are always having fights and they're always arguing and all that stuff, and chances are he's going to treat you the same exact way. He's going to be disrespectful to you at some point in his life. And if he doesn't have a family, now here's the thing. I'm going to explain this, okay? Let's say that you meet a guy one day, and let's say that he doesn't have a family, right? That's when you have to do your reconnaissance and really get to know who this guy is, right? Because sometimes, things happen in life, right? Sometimes men, as some men grow up in life, they have to cut ties with their family because maybe their family is narcissistic and maybe he's the scapegoat, right? So this is why you need to do your reconnaissance. You need to really get to know him for who he truly is, right? Test him. Right? You need to test him, right? Test the waters with him. Test him when things aren't going right. See how he acts. If he loses his job, is he going to be angry at the world and start throwing things and getting pissed off? If that's the case, he's not the guy for you. But if you see that he deals with problems differently, that he doesn't throw things and he's very patient with you, then you know that he's a good guy. Right? So what I'm saying, guys, is women, mainly women, is be careful, right? Don't just fall for what guys do for you and the fact that they're attractive and that he's a nice guy and all this stuff. Test him. Watch for him, right? Watch for inconsistencies. See what happens when you put up boundaries and you say, no, I'm not doing that, or no, that's not for me. And if if he ghosts you after that, then you know that that he's a male narcissist and that's not normal behavior, okay? So I hope that this video helped you out. I hope that you enjoyed this video, especially more geared towards the women. If it does, like, subscribe, share a comment if you can relate to what I'm talking about. If you want a one-on-one session, please email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com or send a text message to 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some more advice, if you're trying to figure out whether the guy you're dealing with is a narcissist, please feel free to reach out. Ask me any questions you want. And I'll be more than happy to answer them. And like I said, if you want to call, just send a text to the number and just let me know that you want to talk about your narcissistic experience, just so that I know it's you. If you just call me, I'm probably going to block your number because I don't know who it is. But just do me a favor. Just send a text. Just let me know it's you, and I'd be more than happy to give you the help that you need, all right? So yeah, I hope that this video helped you out. Thank you all for everybody who joined, for everybody who watched this video today. And I hope to see you on the next video. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.